Hi everyone, my name is M. Sanjarani, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of IT in St. Martin's Engineering College. Today my topic is connectives in discrete mathematics. Before going to connectives in discrete mathematics, now I want to explain what is discrete mathematics. See here, discrete mathematics is the study of discrete mathematics. Discrete mathematics is the study of mathematical structures that are discrete and countable. Means what is discrete or countable means, take my hand. This I have 5 fingers. These are very distinct. Each finger is different from each other. Now the 5 fingers are different and we are countable for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is the explanation of the discrete mathematics. And what is that discrete structures are nothing but that are trees, graphs we are considering in the discrete mathematics. Now before going to connectives, how we are using the connectives, where we are using the connectives. First, we are going to further how we are using the connectives. We are using the connectives in the statement. The statement is a sentence which is either true or false, but not both. Means a sentence will have only a true or false, but not both. So here we are using the connectives in the statement. Suppose only for the single statement is there, means no need of connectives. Suppose 2 statements are there, we need to connect 2 statements, means we are going for the connectives. Here we have the different types of connectives. Let's check here what are the different types of connectives here. Now, proposition is nothing but what we have discussed about the statement. The statement which is either true or false, we are using, that is, we are calling it as a proposition. In that proposition, we are using the connectives. The connectives are nothing but here negation, conjunction, disjunction, implication and truth tables. And these are the connectives we are going to combine the statements. Now see here where we are using the discrete mathematics. This is a simple one of the video where we are using the discrete mathematics. We are using the discrete mathematics in computers, networks, web searching and robotics and cell phones and digital image processing and railway planning and computer graphics. These are the applications we are using in the discrete mathematics. Hi everyone, my name is Sanjarani, working as Assistant Professor in Department of IT in St. Martin's Engineering College. Starting video compulsory, PPT compulsory, write-up compulsory. Okay, this is the applications of discrete mathematics where we are using the application like computers. We are using in the computers, networking and web searching and Google Maps. And then next one, we are working in scheduling problems like your operating systems. And next we are using in the railway planning. And next computer graphics and 3D animation we are using in the computer graphics. And digital image processing we are using in the digital image processing. And delivery route we are using. And robotic arms we are using. And next, modeling traffic. The signal purpose we are using the modeling traffic. Next, radar and sonar system we are using. And these are cell phone communication. And next one is voting system. And next one, cryptography in networking system. And relational database like your SQL we are using. And this is the things we are using in that. These are the applications where we are using. Now we are going to enter into our actual topics, that is connectives, that are nothing but connectives. We have different types of connectives, that is negation, conjunction, disjunction, exclusive or implication and biconditional. I told that where we are using the connectives. The connectives are used in the statements. In order to combine 2 statements, we are using the connectives. And next, the negation, the symbol is like this, and the conjunction symbol and disjunction symbol or implication symbol and biconditional symbol. And next, coming to the conjunction truth table. How we are going to conjunction truth table? And simply we can call it as conjunction as an and. In order to construct two statements, in order to combine two statements, I'm using the and statement here. How you got the and? This type of truth table. How you got? Now I'm going to explain you in the note. Let's see here how we are going to explain here. See here how we are going to explain here. See, now I want to construct the conjunction truth table here. The conjunction truth table, the symbol is and. The conjunction truth table symbol is and here. See here, and here, true, we are getting the true. Means I will give the one example here for the constructing the truth table here. True means a simple example. This is P is a bride, Q is a groom. If both are present only, the marriage will be success here. Next one, the bride is there, groom is not there here. The marriage is not successful. So we are getting the false value. Here, bride is not there, groom is there. Now the marriage is, we cannot conduct the marriage here. So we are getting the false value here. Here, both are not there. So we don't have the marriage here. So this is the conjunction truth table. I will tell you in another word. True, false. We are getting the false. False, true, false. And false. And next. And next, coming to the disjunction. Here, the disjunction symbol is the or. In order to combine two statements, we are using the or statement here. So, how we are conducting the or statement here? So, we will go for the construction of this one. I'm using here the note. I'm going to explain in detail about this one. This is a symbol of or here. Here, I'm constructing the truth table here. This is two variables I'm taking here, P, Q, and the symbol is P or Q. Next is, I'm taking P as true, Q as true. Next, P or Q means here we'll get the answer as true here. And next one, this is true, P as true, and this is false. And next we are getting the false. See here, this is true, this is false. The answer we are getting as a true. I will explain you one real-time example I will give for this one. This is false and this is true. So we are getting as true, and this is false and this is false, and finally we are getting the false. Here, take it as P and Q as my left hand and right eye, left eye and right eye. If both are open means we can see the object. If left eye is open, right eye is closed, we can also see the object. And next one, left eye is closed, right eye is open, then also you can see the object. Next, if the both eyes are closed means we cannot see the object. So this is the one of the simple example to understand the conjunction truth table. And next, we'll go for the next truth table, that is. So next truth table is by implication truth table. So now this is the implication truth table. Here we have taken the two variables. So P and Q. P implies Q. This is a truth table. I want to construct one truth table for the implication. This is a symbol indicates the implication. So P is true, Q is true, then it is true. Next one, P is true and Q is false. Next, the answer will be the false. Next, false. Then this is true and this is true. Okay. And next, P is false and Q is false. Next, we are going to get the true here. So I'll explain in you how we got this one. In practically, I will explain what is this one. So go to, I'll explain what is implication, how we are going to write this implication table in the real time, how it is was one implemented in the real time here. Okay, now see this one. The implication symbol, I'll tell you the, so this is the implication table, this is the implication symbol, the arrow here implements as the implication symbol. I'm taking two variables, that is p, q. Next the final answer should get p implies q. Here I'm taking true, and here also I'm taking true, q also true. Next I'm taking true and false here, the q, and here I'm taking the false for the p, and here I'm taking as a true here, and both are false here. Now the result we have, now I'll explain you in the simple way how to remember the implication table. See here, if the p is true, q is true, finally you are getting the true value here. Finally you're getting the true value here. How you got the true value here? Simple example you have to remember. What is that example? The question. You have the question, right? You imagine your question paper. Any question, what your exam question paper. You have the right question. You are given the right answer. The result you will be the pass. Pass means here the true. So next one, for the right question, you have given the wrong answer. So what you will going to get? You will be the fail there. So here we are going to get the false here. And next one, next is false here. You have right question, wrong question, but you have given the right answer. So what the result will be? Anyhow you will be passed. So that will be the true here. Here again here, right wrong question, you have attempted wrong answer also, even though you will be passed here. So see, this is the construction of the implication table. Once again I'm telling, right question, right answer, the result will be the pass. And next one is the right question, you are given the wrong answer, so the result you are going to fail there. And next one, wrong question, you have given the right answer, but you will be passed there. Here wrong question, wrong answer you given, even though you will be passed here. And this is the construction of the implication truth table. Next we'll go for the conjunction truth table. How we are going to conjunction the truth table? The next we are going for the by implication truth table. The by implication, the symbol will be the two-side arrow here. The simple way I'm telling. This is the by implication symbol. Next I want to combine two statements. So we have combined the two statements using the and, or. Implication is completed. And next our procedure, next one is the last one, not the last one. This is the conjunction, this is the biconditional symbol. So how we are going to construct the truth table here? Here also I am taking the two variables, that is p and q variables. Here see, p, q, and the result we need to find the by implication, that is p by implication q. We can call it as by condition also, or we can call it as by implication. So this is the truth. We can have the two names for this one, that is biconditional, and next one is the by implication. Now how we are constructing the truth table for this one? So I am taking the two variables, that is p, q, and the result is the p by implication q. I am taking the two values, that is true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. First I'll write the result, then I will explain it what is that one. So true, true means I'll getting the true here, I'm getting the false here, I'm getting the false here, I'm getting the true. How you got the true here? How this logic we got here? I need to explain for you. Now I'll take one simple example here like this. For the P, I'll consider as minus. Q, I'll consider as minus. Simple way you have to remember the truth tables. For that one, I'm giving this example. Minus into minus. Minus into minus. What you are going to get? Plus. Plus means true here. So here minus. So minus into this one I'll take it as plus. I'll take it as plus. So this as a true, I'll take it as plus. Plus into minus, you are going to get minus, and next to minus into plus, you are going to get minus. Minus into minus, you are going to get true. The first one I'm taking true as plus means plus, plus, plus into plus, we are going to get true. Plus into minus, you are going to get minus here, and next minus into plus, you are going to get minus here, and next minus into minus, you are going to get plus. This is the truth table for the by implication. And next one more is there, that is negation. One of the connective is there, that is negation. Now we are going to explain what is negation there. This we have completed about the implication. And this one also biconditional. Don't get confused. What is biconditional? It is a by implication. And next we'll go for this one. And negation. One more connective is there, negation. This we have only one variable, that is P here. And that one, this is a negation symbol P, negation P. Suppose for the P, I'm taking the two values, that is true, false. If it is true means that is false. Next one, if it is false means it becomes true. So I will explain, okay, what is this one, how we are implementing this negation. And next coming to, now this is one of the truth tables. I have considered everything. This is PQ. I have finded the P and Q, P or Q, P exclusive R, P implication Q, P by implication Q. Next we'll come for the one example. What is that? I will explain what is that example in the video. So we have finded one example here. That example. Now see how we are proving this example here. I am taking that use truth tables to prove that P implies Q is logically equivalent to my negation P or Q. See how they are proving this one. We need to see how they are proving. First we have to prove the P implication Q. Then only we can go for the negation P or Q. See how they are going to prove this one. Next, negation P or Q they are going to perform here. First we need to find the P implication Q. Next we need to find out the negation P or Q. We have to find out. And next see this, how it is they are going to do that. So with the truth tables only we need to perform this one. So see, they are taken the P, Q. First we are finding the P implication Q. So true, how we are going to get here? See this one. So true means we are getting the value as true, false. They are telling what is that true, false. And next one is false, true. And next one is false, false. See, we need to find this one. So first one true, we are going to get true. Next to true, false means false according to the implication. Now false, true means wrong question, but you are given the right answer. You are going to get here. See that one. We are going to get the true value here. Check it. You are going to get the true value. See, we got the true value here. And next one false means wrong question, wrong answer. Then also you are thinking that we are thinking what we'll get. If you pass or fail, you are going to think. So you are going to pass here. Wrong question, wrong answer you are given. Even though you are passed, see this one. This is about the P implication Q. Next, we need to find out the P, Q. This one, negation P or Q. See this, true. So, true. For the negation P, it's a true means it is going to get false. If it is true means it is going to get false. If it is false means the negation P will becomes the true. And next one, if it is false means the negation P will becomes the true. Next, see the final answer. What do you have to find? Negation P or Q we have to find. This is negation P and this like this we have to find. That's true. False true means we are going to get true. False false means we are going to get false. True true means we are going to get true. True false means true we are going to get. And this is about the one simple problem how we have solved about the P implication. Now see that, see one. Now see here. Now it is about, we have taken the two equations here. We are using the two equations here. Two compound statements we have used. P implication Q, negation P or Q we have used. And here what I am checking here, both the compound statements are equal or not we are checking here. Just one example. Just both the statements are equal or not we are checking. See, true, false, true, true we are getting. This is the first answer for the P implication Q. And next one, this is true, false, true, true. We got. So now actually I can conclude that both are equal. Now what I can say that it is a logically equivalent. These two compound statements are logically equivalent. That is P implies Q, P or Q are logically equivalent. Now check it. Finally you're going to get, see that we can say that the finally they are logically equivalent. We are showing that it's a logically equivalent. Okay, now how different ways of expressing P implies Q. How we are expressing the P implies Q. In the different ways we can express the P implies Q. First one is if P then Q. We can say that if P then Q. Next one, if P comma Q also we can say. These are the different ways. In any way you can express. It's all are correct only. So first one is if P then Q. Next one is if P comma Q. Next one Q unless negation P. Next one Q if P. Next one Q whenever P. Next one Q follows from P. And next one P implies Q. Basically we will use this word only. P implies Q, that P, that only. P only if Q. That also we can use. Q when P. Next one Q when P. Next P is sufficient for Q. Next one Q is necessary for P. Next one a necessary condition for P is Q. What is that? If the necessary condition is available for P only, then only we can solve the Q. If the condition is not available for the P, we cannot go for the Q. We cannot solve because we have to know the condition. The necessary condition we have to know. Then only we can go for the Q. A sufficient condition for Q is P. Means if we have one condition for the Q only, then only we can solve for the Q. Next, this is another way of bicondition. How we are expressing the bicondition. So simple way I can say if P then Q. That also we can use. Basically we are using that one. So we can use this also. P is necessary and sufficient for Q. Both are used here. Both conditions. So if we know only, we can solve for that one. If P then Q and conversely. If it is not if P Q. And next, converse, contrapositive and inverse. What is that? Means if the P implies Q is there, the converse for this one is Q implies P. And next one is the contrapositive for the P implies Q is negation Q implies negation P. And next one is the inverse of P implies Q. P implies Q inverse is negation P implies negation Q. And next, coming to this one, this is the truth table for the conditional, converse, inverse and contrapositive. And this one P, Q, I am taking the two variables and these are the four values: true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. And P implies Q. Already we have discussed about the truth table for the P implies Q. What is the implication truth table? That is the values given for the true, false, 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 or true, false, true, true. And next one, Q implies P. True, false, false, true. And these are negation P implies negation Q. This is for the inverse for the P implies Q. And this is the true, true, false, true. And this is the contrapositive negation Q implies negation P. And this is true, false, true, false. Here, I see, you have seen one arrow marks for this one. Converse and inverse are both are equivalent values we got. Means the both are equal. The converse and inverse are equivalent. And next one, it is an conditional and contrapositive are equal here. See, whatever the values present for the conditional, the same value we got for the contrapositive. Finally, we can say that the P implies Q is the converse, inverse and contrapositive. The same values will be differ here. So finally, this is the truth tables we have discussed using the connectivities. Finally, in order to combine any statements without the connectives, we cannot combine the statements. For the single statement, no need of combining the connectives. For the, if we coming up for the two statements, in order to combine the two statements, we go for the connectives. Without connectives, we cannot combine the statements. In order to combine two statements using the connective, the final result we will call it as a compound statement. That compound statement, in the compound statement, we are using the connectives. The compound statement contains two statements. In that, we are using the connectives. This is the final about your connectives. I think my lecture is clear about the connectives. And if you have any doubts, you can free to ask for me in my mentioned that one.